The Canadian Caper is a wild but 100% true story about how the CIA saved 6 people from capture, interrogation, and the possibility of execution with the power of world building. Yes, I'm not even kidding. And even better, you can use it as a blueprint to create an exciting high-stakes rescue in your next campaign or novel. I'm Janet from World Anvil, a world-building expert, published author, and a game writer. And I'm about to share a historical heist and show you exactly how to steal it for your own stories too. So to start with, what the heck was the Canadian Caper? Well, the Canadian Caper was one of the wildest missions the CIA has ever pulled off. It's 1979. Revolutionaries storm an American embassy and seize 66 diplomats. But 6 of them managed to slip away and hide. They couldn't just walk out of the country. Every airport and road was crawling with guards. A normal disguise, or even the old Wookiee prisoner trick, just was not going to cut it. So the CIA swung into action. I've made videos before about some of the spy agencies' more harebrained projects, but they really got it right this time. Because instead of trying to train and herd cats, they turned to world building. Fun fact, about this time a Hollywood sci-fi film was about to start shooting. Hot on the heels of the Star Wars craze, it was based on the award-winning novel Lord of Light by Zelazny. The film had full-page ads in Vanity, concept art by legendary comic artist Jack Kirby, and the production crew were scouting locations. Except, it was all fake. The CIA's cover story, a Canadian film crew scouting exotic locations for their movie, was so thorough. Think glossy posters, business cards, magazine ads, and an LA office, that they made it in no questions asked. Exfiltration specialist Tony Mendez posed as the film's production manager, and he smuggled in forged passports, film crew documents, storyboards, and even production materials to make the cover airtight. He dropped them off at the Canadian embassy, where the diplomats were hiding, and they smuggled the 6 Americans out as part of the film crew. If this sounds familiar, you may have seen it in the Academy Award-winning and also very real film Argo. That, by the way, was the name of the sci-fi movie too. But aside from demonstrating the awesome power of world building in action, you can actually use the Canadian Caper as a high-stakes rescue for your own. Here's what you'll need. To start with, a desperate context. Your heroes might be rescuing aid workers, Federation diplomats on the run, or Scarlet Pimpernel-style aristocrats. Whoever the target, the critical things you'll need to set up are the odds are slim, the stakes are lethal, and there's no safe way out. The preparation phase is a critical part of any heist, which the Canadian Caper technically is. The CIA didn't just make up a lie, they built a whole freaking world around it, an entire Hollywood vision. Your heroes will also need to prepare cover identities, but there's a ticking clock. The safety of those they rescue is at stake, and they can't prepare indefinitely. Maybe your characters will pose as holo novel creation crews, agents scouting venues for a famous bard band, or a diplomatic entourage for a definitely real princess. This could be Bob the Barbarian's finest hour. Remember, they'll need to prepare or improvise the trappings to make it work, forge paperwork, source uniforms, and publish gossip articles in the local paper. The lot. And the Canadian Caper worked because there was a safe haven to pass over the documents, the Canadian Embassy. Without a safe place for the diplomats to hide, there was no plan. So what sympathetic NPCs or organisations exist in enemy territory? Who'll risk their neck to provide shelter, introductions, or cover? Your choice speaks volumes about your setting, your focus points, or your theme. It might be a monastery, an adventurers guild, or a secret cult who owes the rescuers a favour. And of course, in the original story, there were no major disasters. But what if there had been? From bribery to full-out betrayal, what could go wrong in the plan, and how can you make it as dramatic as possible? Most heist stories have an everything goes wrong moment, which is usually followed by a twist. Either we planned for that all along, or we got incredibly lucky. This is often where your rescued character also gets their moment to shine. Perhaps their expertise come into play at this critical moment. Put it all together and you have an irresistible rescue quest for your heroes, a people heist. I want to hear about the stories you tell, let me know in the comments below, and if you like these kind of mechanics, check out our video on the Cobra effect. And don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep making these videos. Then grab your hammer and go world build.